I would like to introduce Rebecca Forgas, the Director and CEO of the Jewish Museum of Australia, to give us an introduction to our joint exhibition.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and an honour to be speaking here today on this very special occasion on behalf of the Jewish Museum of Australia. I send greetings and apologies from the President of the Museum, Barry Fradkin OAM, who is overseas, and very sorry not to be able to be here this afternoon. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered, the Yalukit Willam clan of the Bunurong people, and to pay my respects to their elders past and present. Over the years 2014 to 2018, Australia and nations around the world are commemorating the 100th anniversary of World War I. In Australia, of course, this is being celebrated as the Anzac Centenary, with 2015 marking 100 years since the nation's involvement in the Great War. During these anniversary years, there have been and will continue to be reflection on the significance and lasting legacy of World War I for Australia's national identity. But as well as this broad narrative, there are also many micro-narratives to be revealed and explored. The stories and experiences of various ethnic and other groups within our community: women, Chinese Australians, Aboriginal Australians, and of course Jewish Australians. Today's event serves two purposes with respect to the Jewish involvement in World War I: to honour the spirit and the memory of the Jewish soldiers who fought and died in World War I, and to launch an exhibition that explores the Australian Jewish experience of World War I in its historical context. For the Australian Jewish community, the Great War was a formative experience. However, many Australian Jews today are not aware of the significance of the war in the context of Australian Jewish history. Our exhibition, True Jews and Patriots, Australian Jews in World War I, explores the social and cultural context of the early 20th century Jewish community, the conditions that led to the disproportionate enlistment of Australian Jewish men to the armed forces, the contribution of Australian Jews on the battlefront and on the home front, the impact of the war on the shape of Australian Jewish community and identity, and the wave of migration of Jews from Europe in the aftermath of the war, which also had a profound impact on the community. In doing so, this exhibition enables us to share an important but little known aspect of Australian Jewish history with our own community and beyond. It has also given us the opportunity to undertake new research into our own collection, as well as engage with community members who have a direct family connection to World War I. I'd like to thank our guest curator of this exhibition, Dr. Deborah Rector, who has selected and interpreted a fascinating collection of objects, photographs, and documents, and whose scholarship and passion for this aspect of Australian Jewish history has resulted in an exhibition that is both scholarly and accessible. I must also take this opportunity to thank a number of other people: our exhibition designers, Convergence Associates, the museum's senior curator and collection manager, Peter Cook, and her team of staff, volunteers and contractors who coordinated the development and installation of the exhibition from beginning to end. All of the public institutions and individual community members who lent us objects for inclusion in the exhibition. The Australian Jewish Historical Society, who assisted with research at the early stages of development of the exhibition. Members of VAJEX Australia, who work closely with us as partners in the presentation of the exhibition. And importantly, the supporters whose funding made this project possible: the federal government through the Anzac Centenary Local Grants Program, the state government through the Anzac Centenary Major Grants Program, and our exhibition sponsor, Pitcher Partners. Alongside the exhibition, the Jewish Museum, working closely with the heads of history from Bialik, King David and Mount Scopus College, has also developed a remarkable education program, which will see students from Jewish schools and others not only visiting the exhibition, but also undertaking research into the service records of Jewish soldiers, which will become part of a comprehensive database being developed by VAJEX Australia, and creating miniature exhibits of their own that will become part of the exhibition at the museum. We also have a wonderful array of public programs that will be presented throughout the duration of the exhibition, and I encourage you all to please look at our website regularly for full details. At the conclusion of this service, you will all have an opportunity to see the exhibition over the road at the museum for yourselves. But not, of course, before the exhibition is officially launched by our special guest and keynote speaker, Senator the Honourable Michael Ronaldson. Minister, thank you once again for the support of your department, which has helped to make our exhibition and this commemorative service possible. We're honoured that you have joined us here today to deliver a keynote address for this service and to officially launch True Jews and Patriots, Australian Jews and World War I.